Welcome and welcome back, Roses. This is Olena, otherwise known as OlenaRosanne. Today marks the 1st of October, which is Breast Cancer Awareness Month. And for the 6th year in a row, Madam GLAM is teaming up with survivingbreastcancer.org to bring more awareness, education, support, and funding towards finding a cure for breast cancer once and for all. Survivingbreastcancer.org, it is a nonprofit organization committed to supporting those who have been touched by breast cancer. So whether you are caring for someone who has been diagnosed, know someone who has breast cancer, have been diagnosed yourself, or carry one of the gene mutations, do not hesitate to contact them, okay? And I'll have their contact information in the description box underneath this video. So, of course, I had to support. This is something I've been doing every year, and I was to choose one Madam GLAM pink polish that I wanted to use in this particular set, but of course I couldn't choose just one. I chose 3. So those are the 3, and you'll see them a little bit more in this video. And each year Madam GLAM always has what's called the Think Pink collection, which is a bundle of pinks that they compile together that are available for you to purchase. But this year they have a lot of limited edition bundles. Speaking of that, so this year their signature Think Pink collection is back with a fresh twist. And so instead of just one collection, they've created limited edition bundles, and for every bundle that's sold, $5 will be donated directly to support the cause. So yes, it will be going directly to survivingbreastcancer.org. And like I said, this is not my first time being part of this particular collaboration. So again, information will be down below. I hope you guys consider supporting this cause and heading over to madamglam.com, checking out the Think Pink collection. And if pink is not your favorite color, get it for someone else. You know, everyone knows someone who likes pink, right? Right. As you can see, I have already started my press-on set here. And like I said, I'm using 3 different pinks from Madam GLAM. I'm using their Perfect Pink. I'm using the Bright Barbie pink, which is a neon pink. And I'm using a pink from their Mother's Day collection a few years ago, which is called Her Strength. Yes, indeed. So now we're going to get into a little bit of a story time and why this cause right here is just something that really touches me. Seriously. So it seems like the older I get, the more people I come in contact with who have either survived breast cancer, passed away from breast cancer, or are helping support someone going through or has been diagnosed with breast cancer. I've come across many people who haven't even had their first mammogram yet. And so what I do on social media every single year in some way, whether it's on YouTube, Instagram, Pinterest, whatever social media, is I always post a picture or a video of me going to get my mammogram. I always show a picture of me in the room where you change out your clothes and you get in the particular gown you need to get into before your mammogram. And I always let you guys know when my mammogram is complete. And I've also let you guys know what, if any, results I received. So last year was the first year in my 10 to 15 mammograms I've had through the years that my mammogram was abnormal. Okay, let me tell you, everything that went through my mind was just, I didn't know what to think. I did not know what to think. I know I had dense breasts, and with dense breast, it can make it a little bit harder for them to see if there's anything going on in there. So I knew that was the case, but this time they saw some calcifications, which was new to me. So I did have to have another mammogram after that, which was a little bit more detailed to see what was going on. And of course someone had to take a look at that. And on that particular mammogram, I actually had to go into a separate room, meet with the mammogram technician and the radiologist, basically, who was attending by video to discuss the findings. And let me tell you, I was so scared. I was so nervous. They had another person in there who was just there for support. I'm like, what is going on here? And I could barely breathe. And so they told me about the calcifications, and they told me that yes, they believe I need to get a breast biopsy. I didn't know what that was. Am I going to be in a hospital room? I didn't know what was going on. So long story short, what ended up happening, scheduled that particular appointment. And when I left the building after the second mammogram, I left with a care package, breast cancer care package, a pen, a little manicure kit, just things in there, even lip gloss, things in there to help keep my spirits up, just to make me feel better, things, pretty things that women like. Keep me encouraged. And it was something that was handmade by a volunteer. And that's the thing. There are lots and lots of volunteers who are there. They know what you're going through. They've went through it themselves, and they want to lend a hand in support to encourage you to keep your spirits high while going through a stressful time. And I appreciate it so much. It brought tears to my eyes. And with me, if you know me, you know I cry at any and everything, but this really, really touched my heart, because I had no idea of knowing at that time if the biopsy was going to be positive or negative. And so I was nervous. Now, the biopsy, that was scary. They had the mammogram tech in there, and she was there as my support. She held my hand, literally, and I held hers while we went through this biopsy, which did not feel great. I did have to have the max amount of pain medication, numbing medication. I got through it. It was very, very scary for me. But I got through it. I did get through it. And later on, I found out that the findings were not cancerous. So because I do have those calcifications, I do have to really make sure that I have my mammogram every year. And I've never had a problem with that, even before the scare. Once I had that biopsy, they did insert a metal clip into my breast, which marks exactly where the biopsy was at. And so for further mammograms, they're able to see it. So this year, and I've already had my mammogram for this year. This year they were able to see, of course, the notes from last year. The mammogram tech was the same one who was there with me when I had my biopsy, and she even remembered me. She asked me about my pain level. She asked everything. She remembered me, and I was like, oh my gosh, it's been a whole year. So I thanked her up, down, and all the way around, okay? Very kind and very caring. And they were able to see where that clip was inserted, and they were able to go ahead and take a look at my results from last year, and of course my mammogram results for this year, to see if there's any changes since then. And according to my results, that there were no changes according to my breast from last year. So every single case is completely different. Your breasts are your breasts, okay? And we're trying to keep our breasts. But you know, if you're fighting breast cancer and they got to go, then those breasts just got to go, okay? So anyway, it's super duper important. And with any cancer, I have seen firsthand what it can do. Last year and part of this year, I sat side by side with my husband as he fought colon cancer. So I went into the infusion rooms packed full of people who were fighting their own separate fights that all involved cancer, okay? I saw what the chemotherapy can do to the body. I can see, even before that, the damage cancer can do to the body. And let me tell you, it's been an emotional roller coaster. So, you know, being there to care for someone who is fighting cancer and going through the healing process, which continues, and all the appointments, I have been there. I have been there for it all. Okay. So, cancer is something else. It's a beast, y'all. It is a beast. I cannot stand it. I'm going to do whatever I can, do my part to fight against it. Breast cancer, you know, I even found out that my aunt just went through chemotherapy for breast cancer. So, you know, get those mammograms. Seriously, it's nothing to be afraid of at all. Even I had a sister who was, you know, she just had her mammogram. She was like, oh, it's not that bad. And that's what a lot of people say. You get in, you're like, oh, that's it? Okay, I can do this. So let's be smart, ladies. Let's be smart. Let's be smart. The smartest thing you can do is get checked and do whatever you need to do to fight. I mean, this year we just had Ananda Lewis, who used to be a VJ on MTV back in the days when I was growing up, who passed away from breast cancer. And she did advise, you know, do whatever you can do to fight. There are people there who are awesome, caring, wonderful people who will go through this with you. They provide so much support. I mean, even in the infusion rooms, there are boxing gloves, which I have hanging from my rearview mirror in my car. They provide blankets, you know, lip gloss kits, nail kits, pillows. I mean, I've even seen down comforters, yes. And even hats and scarves and mittens that were crocheted or knitted by volunteers. There are so many people, the staff, the nurses, just everybody in there, from the ceiling to the basement floor, are just so supportive and will have you laughing and smiling even during a time where you don't feel like it. So support, support, support. You never know where that $5 will go to if you go ahead and purchase one of the special breast cancer bundles. But let me tell you, it can go to a variety of things in support of people fighting or supporting people with breast cancer. So very, very important. I hope you guys like my 3D breast cancer awareness nails I created for this year. Other than that, I really, really, really do appreciate you listening. Visit breastcancer.org, visit madamglam.com, check out the pink bundles, and there's many of them to check out. Get one for you or someone you know, and let's stop breast cancer in its tracks. And other than that, roses, I will talk to you later. Bye.